Hello,
Oh, hello.
I'm Sammi,
And I'm Steve.
and you're listening to Rose Plate Special, the most dramatic, sparkly dressingist, wedding cakingist, drama lommingest recap podcast of The Bachelor ever.
Ever.
And we are on episode 1 of Grant season. And why do I keep wanting to be like the Grantchler?
Not your best pun.
No, not
Although
like
I just got
not
streamed at my television this week because someone, and in case you're new to the show, this is the one of the first, I'd say 3 to 4 episodes where I'm just going to constantly get people's names wrong.
yeah.
But a woman comes out and she's kind of like dressed like I don't know, like a genie or something, and she's got like a little lamp, and she's just like, "Oh, rub this, and hopefully your wish will be grant."
Yes,
Because granted is fine.
I knew I wrote that down. Your wish will be grant. Id. I was like, id. Just say the rest of
You'll
it. It's
get it. It's
okay.
cool.
Yeah, it will be you could be like, your wish will be granted. Like, yeah. I was like, but here's one thing that I will say about this season. I feel like we have like the most unique, interesting names we have maybe ever had on this show.
I hope that helps me.
Yeah, there's like I don't even think there's anyone that has to have a last initial because
Mm-mm.
everyone has their own name this season. That like never happens. There's always like an Ashley C or a Courtney B or whatever,
Yeah.
so it's
No
like
one's ever been their own person before.
yeah, everybody is their own person. And also like I feel like I can tell more people apart
hmm
early than I've ever been able to. Like, there's seasons where it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just the same white girl copy pasted 5 times or whatever. So I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is exciting." I feel like we have different looking contestants with unique names, and this is already a huge leap forward for the
Oh,
franchise.
totally.
In
Totally.
2025 took them long enough. So that I'm very excited about. I have the cast in front of me, so I will hopefully not get anybody wrong. And I tried to like um place people as they spoke outside of like quick montages and things. Before we get into the episode, real quick,
hmm
Jilly will be shipping soon. So in the next couple weeks, we will have a Jilly box.
Very exciting.
Yes, if you missed outside of our regular season, we do have 2 special episodes that we posted. One was Courtney Robertson's book, which is definitely my favorite Bachelor Nation book so far. I mean, Bachelor Nation is a good book. But this was like really interesting. And it was one of the first of its kind, if not the first of its kind. So definitely it's 2.5 hours long. Do it while you're like doing laundry and dishes and cleaning your house and stuff.
hmm
Um, and then we also just did one last week on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 1, which was really enjoyable. We got yeah, someone commented on our TikTok video. We have a clip about like the Mormon stuff, and someone was like, "Oh, also Crumble cookies," and came from Utah. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Didn't know that.
I was like, "Thank you.
Makes sense.
I learned something new." Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Crumble cookies came from Utah, but again, like so if Crumble can spread, we
hmm
can get a swig. Like we
We can
can
get a swig.
definitely get a swig.
Or
Like
like one of those combo things, like when you see like the KFC and the
yeah.
Pizza Hut and the Taco
Mhm.
Bell all together. Give me a swig crumble. That'd be
I
nice.
mean, I have okay, here's my hot take. I think well, I can't eat anything at Crumble, so that could be part
Yeah.
of it.
Neither can I,
But
probably.
there's like no part of Crumble cookies that look good to me. And also like if you have insomnia near you and you're not getting that instead of Crumble, I don't really know what's wrong with you. That's my hot
Wow.
take.
That is piping
Yeah,
hot.
people are gonna think it's rage bait again.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
will
not.
say
It's not.
I think that Insomnia Cookies has
They have
gluten-free
gluten-free.
cookies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I 'cause
okay, well,
I've
there you
had them.
go.
They have gluten-free vegan cookies, and
Mhm.
that's what I go and get, and they have multiple varieties, okay?
Mm.
So, you don't just have 1, at least for the vegan. I think there is at least 2 or 3 gluten-free types as well,
Mhm.
depending on the location you go to, plus they serve at night, which is great, and I used to do this, like, um I'm trying to not say the name of the thing, but I used to do this like creative networking monthly meetup thing.
Mhm.
And we would bring like free food and free coffee, and we'd have a speaker, and we'd kind of go around the city to different places and whatever. So I was like one of the people who was organizing that. And Insomnia, like this is hot tip, Insomnia gives food away to stuff like that
Oh.
pretty freely. Like they're pretty cool about it. Like you just say, "Hey, like so if you have like a student group or like a
Mhm.
nonprofit or something like that and you're like, "Hey, we're putting on this thing for free and this is what it is." They have like they were like, "Just come on in." We got like several dozen cookies for nothing. It was really cool. Don't all try it at once though, cuz then they're going to say no.
Yeah, then they'll take it away. We can't have that.
Yeah, but I mean, shout out to Insomnia because they were like so accommodating and so cool, very easygoing. So, and I just think crumble cookies always look like they're not fully baked. Like they
Mm.
always look kind of raw in the middle. And they're
Yeah,
also ginormous.
they
Like,
are, and
yeah,
it's the difference between, like, a donut shop and, like, a donut shop where everything is, like, a $5 donut,
yeah.
and, I mean, I enjoy the Instagrammability of a $5 donut, but also it's like, come on, I don't always need that,
Yeah, it's
so.
like sometimes you just want like a honey dip or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it was anyway. So yeah, crumble cookies, also from Utah.
There you
I
go.
there now we did start this episode, almost start this episode with a Mormon. Did you notice? Did you notice? I was
Oh,
like,
there is a Mormon, yeah, she's on the
yes.
horse ranch, and she's like, "I have 27 brothers and sisters." I was
Yeah,
like,
she was
"This
like the
feels
youngest
familiar to
of
me."
like somewhere between 11 and 13 siblings. I have it written down. Um, is it Latia? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Mhm.
Okay, I
Yep, I
wanted to
think
make
so.
sure I got it right. I didn't write down the pronunciation, and then the last time she was on my screen, I went, "Okay, Grant's gonna say her name right," and then I don't think he did, and then I was like,
Mhm.
"Damn, okay." But yeah, so first of all, she's a venture capitalist from Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah,
What is that? That just means independently wealthy. What?
well, I mean, wasn't it kinda obvious from,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, all of her shots? It was like, you know, my family like, my parents met and why now she does have a sad origin story because her dad died when she was, like, 3 months old.
Mhm.
So sad. But then it was like, yeah, like, they were doing all, like, rich Mormon shit. It was like, "We're
Yeah, yeah.
horseback riding," and
"Hi, my
yeah.
name is Steve, and my job is generational wealth."
Yeah, and it's well, I mean, you know, but she seems really sweet, I will say, and I really liked her outfit. It was really sparkly and cute. There were 2 uh hers wasn't like one of the 2 dresses I liked the most, and I want you to guess which 2 dresses I like the most. Um, but it was a nice dress, but I don't know what it is. Like a few of the women had like things across like draped across their neck. Did you notice?
Yes.
And hers in particular kind of reminded me of that story that we all read as millennials, as kids, of
Mhm.
the lady with the green ribbon around
Yeah,
her
and then
neck.
you take it off
Yes.
her neck, and then her
Yes.
head falls
So I'm
off.
like, but we do have other shots of her not wearing stuff like that. So I'm not worried. I'm not scared.
Mhm.
But it was a little scary for a second. And then they got into like her package, and I was like, okay, her head is attached, so it's fine.
Yeah. Also, Sammy, I
Yes.
feel like it is truly the year 2007 all over again.
Yeah, tell me
Uh,
why.
Couple of reasons, and we've noted this before. Particularly, I think it started maybe the last season of Bachelor in Paradise, but it is in full swing. Body glitter is just
Oh, yeah.
unstoppable right
Yeah.
now. It is a supernova force running through this season, including one gal who is just she just looks like she covered herself in Vaseline and then rolled around in some glitter. It's
Wait,
incredible stuff.
which one was that? I don't know if I
Might have been
remember.
one of the early gals. I think she had like an orange dress on or something. This is the part where I struggle. But body glitter, hot. Um, I saw at least one belt that I would describe as a chunky belt, and
Oh.
that's very
Well, because
2007.
we're entering recession court, you know, it's
Mhm.
gonna be like, you know, wine-colored houses again, and like
Oh,
wine-colored interiors and all
I
that stuff.
hope so.
It's coming back, and,
I
like, the Italian bistro kitchens and the roosters are coming back,
Oh yes. Okay,
and
this
Nora
is great.
Jones on the radio, so it's gonna be fine.
Did she ever leave?
She never not in my heart.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah,
So these things we witness on The Bachelor. And then in real life, because The Bachelor isn't always real life for me. I feel like they're a little more
right.
cutting edge on the trends because these are like hot girls. They know what's going on.
Yeah, like
But
yeah, yeah.
you know, to really understand the common man, you must go to a bowling alley in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which I did for a birthday party.
Didn't we just
And
talk about bowling alleys last week?
yeah, yeah, but a girl there, she had a digital camera. So this is 2007 core is in full effect. It was vintage too. It was like a 3 megapixel Canon or something.
Wow.
And I'm like, "Don't you have a phone?" And she's like, "No, this is more fun." And then she posted the pictures, and I actually got nostalgic for like just crushed bit rate, ugly, washed out digital. So it's
Wow.
2007. Let's have a housing market crash. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Well, okay then. I don't know if I will go that far.
No,
No,
don't crash housing market.
you just reminded me though. I don't know if you know Esther Pavitsky. She's an actor. She was in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and that
Mhm.
other show that I'm forgetting the name of that she co-starred in, and I'm losing it. But she's done a lot of character actor work and she's a stand-up. Okay, anyway. She does a segment on TikTok where she says she's the Jane Goodall of hot girls. And she'll be like, "This is what hot girls are into." And
Mhm.
if you haven't watched it, I'll put it in the description. I highly recommend her videos because she'll be like, "This is what all the hot girls are doing." And it's just like the most random stuff you've never even thought about. And she's like, "Well, that's what they're doing right now. I'm just telling you that's what they're doing." Like they're drinking this coffee and they're wearing this underwear and, whatever. And you're like, okay, I believe you. And she's like, I've spent a lot of time researching these hot girls and that's what they're doing. Um, yeah, body glitter. I mean, well, so it's funny because, well, I don't know. I don't know if this has ever happened to you where like you've posted a video about something and then people ask you completely unrelated questions or
Hmm.
have completely unrelated comments. I don't know. I had one video where I was like out in natural light and I was like talking about something kind of serious and the comments I got were like, "What's your prescription?" And I was like, "Bad. Thanks for noticing." They're like, "Those glasses are
What's your
wild."
prescription? Is it Coke bottle?
Yeah, "Come on, Millhouse. What do you," and I'm like, "Yeah, they're terrible." And then but the other question was, "Oh my god, I love your eye look, and what did you do?" And I just got, like I had bought this, like, glitter eyeshadow thing, like a stick,
Mhm.
basically, from Sephora forever ago, and now I just wear it every day because I get compliments when I wear it, and it's very glittery, but you can't
Mhm.
totally tell on here. But so I'm very much in support of the glitter everywhere. I
The
mean, I
shimmering
that
woman.
never left my heart. So, like, I guess I don't even notice. Like, I'm
No,
just like,
you've been a
"Yeah, you're
glitter
covered in
gal, ride
glitter."
or die, like, for
Yeah.
the past 20 years, and
Yeah,
now
like, "You're covered in glitter."
yeah.
That's
"I
my
never
vibe.
left. Where'd you guys go?"
Yeah. Yeah, that
Maybe
takes
I'll
me
give it a
back.
shot.
Yeah. Anyway, so also, they spent some music, budget on Grant, so good for him. They actually got,
Mhm.
like, a real song that we recognize. I was like, "Oh, Salt and Pepper, okay, that's cool."
Yeah.
Sometimes they, like, don't spend any money on, the beginning packages, so good
And
for him.
real quick, how do you feel about Grant overall?
Mm. Um, I will say oh, yeah, I should have brought this up early. Um, the beginning part where he's kinda, like, talking about family stuff and all of that, I feel like Grant makes way more sense now,
Mhm.
like, right away.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know
and they do a lot of work too, because we didn't get any of that on his season on this that he was
Yeah,
on.
we didn't get anything, yeah, at all. But it's like when he's talking about like, yeah, like his dad and all of that and like growing up in a family where everyone's fighting and like, and just like wanting like a happy like I see what he's trying to put out in the universe as something that he just like very very much desperately wants.
Mhm.
And instead of it feeling like I don't know, like phony. I think it's just him being like hopeful and aspirational. And so
Yeah.
like he makes a lot more sense in that context. As soon as he started talking about that stuff, I was like, ah, yes, okay. Yep, this makes sense now. It didn't make sense when you see a sliver of him, but when you see kind of a bigger part of the picture, like it makes more sense. I also knew they were going to put Taylor on the show in a bigger way immediately because I was like, wow, she's stunning, his sister. And
Mhm.
I was like, she'll I don't know, she'll be a part of Bachelor Nation in some way, you know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
as soon as she showed up, like I was like, oh yeah, well at least she's doing that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
but I
If
don't
you
know,
got
she might
like
be back.
a
Yeah.
hot sibling, they're involved. This is how it
She's like
works.
gorgeous. Yeah. They
Mhm.
they look a lot alike and she's like just absolutely beautiful. So I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Also, my favorite line of the whole night is when she walked in and all the girls were like whiplash, like,
Yeah.
what?
Who
Because
is
she's really hot.
she? Yeah.
Who is she? And then they like go to the confessional and the girls are like, yeah, we're like, who is that bitch? And then somebody else was like, she just walks in like a boss, vagina first. And I'm like, vagina first?
How did I miss that?
I love that. I was literally just going like vagina first at the TV.
And then all of us, and then it's like, oh, it's my sister. And then they're like, oh, we love you
We love
then. We're
her.
fine with it. And I was
She's
like,
so
damn.
cool.
I mean, I mean, some of the women seem like sweet and cool, but there's
Mhm,
definitely, it seems like there's going to be some tension, I don't know, pretty quickly from the
mhm,
previews, not to get too far ahead. Um, Very cute. Grant gives his grandma the first rose, which shut up. That's so cute.
mhm.
Um, oh, and the other note that I had was a lot of the establishing shots reminded me of like the photos that I use when I need to do presentations about Houston, which I actually have to do fairly regularly because I have a Houston client. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I know where that is. That's in that park that I always like find pictures of and put in
Mhm.
presentations about. Look at how nice Houston is. Don't worry about all the traffic. Don't worry about that part. Just look at this
Oh.
park. It's so it's so nice. So I was like, oh, that's so funny. Um, but yeah, those were kind of my beginning notes about Grant was just like, yeah, like, and I'm glad his dad's doing well and
Mhm,
that he finds this as like a new fresh start for both of them, and that's very, that's very sweet. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for him. I hope we get to see more of Grant, and I feel like we already have gotten. I mean, that's what always happens, right? We're like Jen. It was like we don't know anything about Jen, and now I'm like Jen's amazing.
yeah.
So like, don't talk bad about Jen. So it's so interesting. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, my impression of Grant is I'm glad we get a little more into who he is
Mm-hmm.
and what he wants, and he seems like he's like, "I want a wife yesterday and
Yeah.
37 children. We're doing it now." Like, he is very gung ho, which sure. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think he is a very classically molded Bachelor contestant, which is to say he's handsome. He has traditional values, i.e., I want to get married young and have a
Mm-hmm.
gazillion children. And he seems like kind of an idiot, like not the biggest idiot, just like
Oh
he's
God.
not the smartest man. He's not. He doesn't have a PhD. Only red flag. I still don't like that he's a day trader. I'm sorry. That's not a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
I
job where
understand.
97% of people don't do it after a year because they
Mm-hmm.
lose a bunch of money. It's
Right.
not, it's not, I mean, you could say my job is slot machines at Potawatomi Casino, and you would have a better track record than day traders. So,
Well, yeah, and I served a lot of professional poker players. That's a
much
job.
better odds if you're a
That's a
professional
job.
poker player.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better
Well,
job.
especially if they treat it like a job. I mean, I will say they tipped like it was a good job.
Oh yeah. No, you can make
So,
a lot of money doing
yeah.
that. And you get
Mhm.
to like wear sweatpants and not shower for 4 days. Like, that's dope.
Yeah.
But you have tons of money.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Poker players are like the stinkiest, scummiest dudes who have so much cash. It's nuts. And they'd be the first to say that. They'd be like, yeah, I smell like
Shout
balls.
out to one of my BFFs who's been a poker player.
Right? And
Uh
I bet she's nodding her head right now. She's like, yeah, all those dudes smell like balls.
no, he yeah.
Oh, he's okay. Then he
Yeah.
definitely smells like balls sometimes. He knows
He
this.
smells fine. He smells fine. At least when I hang out with him, I don't know, maybe
Yeah, because he's like, I'm hanging out with
cleans
Sammy.
up.
I gotta wash it off. But he knows. I guarantee he's been like, I haven't showered in a bit. It's fine.
Wow. Wow, this is so I didn't think this would go in this. Wait, now I have to ask you some questions because I used to work at
Yes,
Potawatomi.
sure.
What's your opinion of Vince Van Patten?
I don't know Vince Van Patten.
You don't know Vince Van Patten? He
I
was like
don't.
the face of Potawatomi for all those years,
I have
remember?
no idea. I
Oh
have
my
no idea.
gosh. Okay, you know Dick Van Patten.
Yes, I know Dick Van
Okay,
Patten is.
so he's his son,
Oh,
Vince Van Patten. Oh, and you watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You don't know
okay.
Vinny?
Okay, now it's all connecting with
Yeah,
me. Okay. I
okay,
had I
okay.
had no idea. This all makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, yeah. So Vince Van Patten, okay. I never got to meet him, so I don't have an opinion, but I've heard he was very nice, but
Mhm.
I never met him in person. But yeah, he's married to oh my god, why am I blanking on her name? That's so bad. Know who I'm talking about? Soap opera star
Oh.
Patton wife. Sorry. everyone, I have to Google this. Stop yelling at me. It's Eileen Davidson. So he's married to Eileen Davidson, who was on Real
Mhm.
Housewives of Beverly Hills for a number of years.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, he's a professional poker player, and he used to be the face of Potawatomi Bingo Casino. Around the time that I
Wow.
worked there and before. You don't remember? Like, he always had the slick back hair, and he would, like, flip the bingo chip
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is all connecting with me now.
So
That makes
that's
sense.
okay. I thought maybe you would have an opinion on Vince Van Patten, but apparently
No, the man with strong opinions on the most frivolous things is like, Vince Van Patten, I could go either
I have no
way.
idea who he is. But yeah, so anyway, he's a professional poker player. He does other stuff,
Mhm.
but he's been a professional poker player for a really long time, which I thought was really interesting that they had him be the face, because that was actually his job. And also, he's been an actor and stuff like that
Sure,
as
yeah.
well. But I know he feels this way. Like, this is something that I learned when I worked at the casino. And it's so funny because, like, I don't gamble at all. I feel like I've mentioned that before. Like,
Mhm.
I've put in money and then I'm like, I win, I'm done. But he talks about it at, like, when you're up, it's a good day at work, and when you're down, it's a bad day at work, but you go home and it's the end of your work day, and you come back the next day, and to not have that, like, emotional attachment to your money. And I always thought that was really interesting.
Mhm.
But I'm too cheap for that. So I no, actually, I would just rather blow my money on tangible things. That's really what it is.
Sure.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, day trader, whatever. I mean, he'll just become an influencer, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah, no, he's gotta be already transitioning to that. Like, my job is brand deal. Like, that's gonna be his new thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see him being someone who ends the show and writes a book for sure.
Really?
You know.
Really? Why
Yeah.
do you think he's a book writing guy? What
I
gives you
think
the
he's like
vibes?
a motivational book writing guy.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think
I
he's
can
like
see
an
that.
Eric type. Yeah.
Mhm.
who who talked about who moved my cheese, like, on, on Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh my
And I was like, you're supposed
god.
to be relaxing, and you're like, and not to say that it's not on my shelves, but I haven't read it,
No.
so I
Yeah,
don't know.
but yeah, you're just at the bachelor mansion, there's this beautiful, like, pool and just all and you're just like, "Have you guys read Rich Dad, Poor Dad?"
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. That's what I'm saying.
No.
I think Grant is very rise and grind. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like,
Oh,
so
LinkedIn
not
mindset.
yeah, not my type, but I can see why he's a type for a lot of women. Also, he's very good looking. I mean,
Yeah.
and like
What's
and
the opposite
yeah.
of rise and grind? Like, lay down and coast? Is that
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
that's
I
more my
don't
style.
I don't really like the opposite either. Somewhere in between. Rise and do an okay job.
Okay, that works,
Yeah,
that
something
works.
like that. Something like that. Even though, like, I have to push the rise and grind out of me. Anyway, so okay, so we get to the women. Oh, Rose is the first one who comes out. She also has, like, kind an okay pun.
Mhm.
She's like, "Will you accept this, Rose? How about it?"
"Oh,
Eh?
it's me,
Eh?
I'm the rose."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Rose, don't watch this clip, you're gonna think I'm a jerk.
Yeah. Anyway, well, she's from Illinois, so it's just, like, par for the course for us.
Oh,
We just
yeah,
have to, like,
exactly.
hate on
Smack
her. Yeah.
talking.
Fibs. Anyway, so but yeah, so and then we get to Latia. I mean, she was really sparkly too, but her dress was more sparkly than her body, so
Mhm.
I don't think that's who you're talking about.
No.
And then Janae comes in, and she's got, like, the powder, and she, like, comes out and she's like,
Oh,
and
yeah, the
she's like,
LeBron James.
yeah, she's
And then
like, "Do you
she's
wanna
like, "Do it with me!"
yeah, she's like, "Do you wanna shake off some pregame jitters?" And he's like, "Okay." So they do
Which is
that.
great because he's wearing, like, a black tux, so, like, the moment he does it, he's just covered in baby powder, which you gotta think if you're the next girl who comes out, you're like, What is going on?" Like,
Yeah.
you can't see it right now, but I'm wearing the nice clothes because I just got out of work.
Mhm.
But you'll actually really appreciate this, Sammy.
Okay.
I had a vegan yogurt,
Uh-huh.
because there was a breakfast thing at work, but I came in late, so there was only vegan yogurt, but that's beside the point.
What brand was it?
It was Silk,
Oh,
and,
that's my least favorite vegan
yeah, I would
yogurt
agree.
brand.
After I tasted it, I was like,
It's I wrote a really bad review on that, like, 12 years ago.
"Yeah, no, I they should call it paste." But I opened it, and I don't know why, but, like, I just opened it, and it literally exploded all over me, and it was so I just had like it's still all over my shirt. So I just walked around as vegan yogurt boy all day. But what are you gonna
Nobody
do?
likes vegan yogurt, boy.
Nobody
Yeah.
likes vegan yogurt boy. And then after it exploded all over me, I'm like, wow, there's still 3/4 of this left. So I'm gonna eat it. And I took one bite. I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's my least favorite brand. So for those who don't know, one of my side things
Oh
is
wow,
I
you got a
have
side
a
hustle? That's so weird for
yeah,
you.
a dairy-free blog that I've started in 2013, and most of what I review is yogurt for I don't know what reason. I think it's just because they can be so bad.
Hmm.
So I started reviewing all the vegan yogurts that I've tried, and Silk was like my first review, and I was like, I hated it. It was terrible. So Delicious is really good.
Mm.
If you like something a little bit thicker, like I kind of like the Greek yogurt,
Yeah.
Icelandic
Thick with
yogurt,
three
like
C's.
yeah, something like that. Um, then I would go for what is it called? It's like coconut collaborative or something like that. Coconut collective. I just had recently, and also Kulina is really good, and
Hmm.
that stuff is, like, not as sweet, but then you can, like, add stuff to it, which I like, but that shit's, like, sometimes it's, like, pretty expensive,
Yeah.
and you're getting out of the $1 to $2 yogurt territory real fast. It's, like, $6 for a little thing of yogurt,
That's
but
a bit much.
it's really good. It's really good, so it's, like, I'll get them for myself as, like, a little treat, you know what I mean? Like, especially Kulina, that shit's super expensive. But it's
Bougie.
really good.
You go to
Yeah,
the Erewhon to buy that, Sammy?
dude, I wish. I mean, I would be someone who would go there, but I would buy, like, one thing, and
$30
then
jug of water.
yeah, and I'd be like, "This is amazing." But yeah, I don't know why the Culina is so expensive, but it is so good. Culina, sponsor us, because 'cause I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with your yogurt. I
I need
really
good vegan
am.
yogurt.
There's something about it that's like I don't know, cause it's like it feels like a dessert, you know? So, it's really nice. I don't know if it meets the standard of identity for yogurt, but anyway, that's a question for my food science friends. Okay, so, okay, Parisa comes in, she doesn't say a lot, although she's like the crystal, PowerPoint person, right? That
Yeah.
comes in later? Okay, but
I love
when
her. She's from
yeah, me
Birmingham, Michigan, which means she's
yeah,
got money, okay? So that's good. She's like, "Here's my rock collection," but it's just like a bunch of like crystals and shit.
yeah.
And then she's just like laying with her rocks. And then she's like, "The best way for me to make a good impression is to build a PowerPoint with creepy photoshops and weird AI stuff and then just like be like, here's our babies. Here's what our wedding looks like. Totally normal stuff. She's amazing. 10 out of 10.
My favorite quote of the whole night was, "I thought he liked my PowerPoint."
Yeah.
When she's, like, standing there at the rose ceremony, she's like, "I thought he liked my PowerPoint, and
No,
now I just don't
literally
know. I think I made a mistake."
in my notes, I wrote PowerPoint girl dash Sammy core.
100%.
Making a PowerPoint for a man is the most Sammy ass thing you can do.
Here's another thing that you need to know about me, friends. And Steve has participated in this in the past. I
Mhm.
used to do like Ignite talks. So those were like 5-minute PowerPoint talks, like 20 slides, 5 minutes, whatever. And I was like the official like Milwaukee branch until this guy tried to snake it from me and then try to take my email. And I said, I'm not giving you my email. So I don't know. I don't even think he did anything with him. And he was from Chicago. So it was on principle.
Boo.
So I said no, because he didn't even live. I was like, you're not even from here. Like,
Yeah,
what
go
are you
do it
doing?
down there, you jerk.
Yeah, I was like he was trying to do Chicago and Milwaukee at the same time, so I just, like,
Mm-mm.
never gave it to him. Anyway, so, I mean, he can still technically do it, but he doesn't get the
Yeah.
email that I got from Google for free. Like, I don't know, whatever, buy a domain. Don't be
Yeah.
Anyway, but one of the things I started to do that became really popular was, PowerPoint karaoke, which was an idea that
Favorite.
like, it's not my idea, it, like, came from somebody else but basically what you do is you put up a bunch of PowerPoint slides. You don't tell the person what the topic is before they get up there. And then they have to make up a 5-minute talk based on the slides that are happening behind them.
Mhm.
Um, so I would just do themes like, I don't know, like how to be a good friend or like how to be really good looking or whatever. And then
Yeah.
they would just like talk. And so Steve did one. I don't remember which one you did,
It
But
was not like animals. It was not like sloths or something.
yeah, it would just do like it would just be like all animals, all glamour shots, all
Yeah,
whatever,
and then the
and then
slides,
they'd
like,
have
would
to talk.
automatically change, like, every 30
Yeah,
seconds, and then you just have to
every
roll with it.
15
Or 15
seconds.
seconds, there you go,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It
it
was
was
great. It's,
yeah,
like,
it was
my
like,
favorite thing that I've ever done. It's
"Really?
yeah, like,
Oh my god."
I was literally if I have no applicable skills in life except for whatever that is.
Well, it's funny because I've been trying, like, I've been meaning to start something up here. So, okay,
Mhm.
you've given me the confidence to like get it
Yes.
going. But it's so funny because I used to do it was like those were just space fillers. So, like, if people
Mhm.
dropped out last minute and like they couldn't do their talk, and I had people talk about like going on dinosaur digs and doing ultra marathons and like all kinds of stuff. Like, someone talked about like their divorce, like, it was just like
Mhm.
whatever they wanted to talk about, they could come talk about for 5 minutes. And I thought that that would be, like, the bigger draw than PowerPoint karaoke, and then it ended up being that, like, by the end, the last event I had planned, it was gonna be everyone's doing PowerPoint karaoke
Yep.
because it became the most popular thing we did,
Mhm.
but that actually got canceled because it was in April 2020, so
I was gonna say, yeah,
yeah.
I was all hyped up for that because I
Like,
was
you were
gonna
signed
do
up. Yeah, you
yeah,
were
I was
gonna do
signed
it
up to do
again,
it,
yeah.
and then we got pandemic, and I was like, "Damn it."
Yeah, so anyway, so 2025 maybe will be the year of when I resurrect PowerPoint karaoke, but
Mhm.
I highly encourage you to do it. It is not my idea. I do not own it. And as long as you're not from Chicago, feel free.
Yeah, but if you're from Chicago, you can't have it.
You're not allowed to
Not for
have it.
you.
Yeah, not for you. But yeah, it was so fun. So yeah, as soon like I was like, I wanted to make fun of her for that. And I'm like, that's literally me. So I would just be hating myself.
Right?
She's like, check out my crystals and like my PowerPoint. And I'm like, that's like, yeah, that's kind of
Yep.
the intersection of me. Did I talk about Grand Theft Hamlet, by the way?
No, I
Oh
don't know what
my
that is.
gosh. Okay, sorry, not to get us so far off track, but that's what this podcast is anyway. It doesn't really matter. Um, Friends, if you I think AMC has it. I know Alamo has it. I don't know for how much longer. If you have a movie subscription, you can watch it. Which you should. Like, that's one of the best streaming services.
Mhm.
Um Grand Theft Hamlet is playing, and it's all about these two friends. And one of them, his wife is a documentary filmmaker. Super handy. This was during like a later lockdown in the UK. They decided to reenact Hamlet inside of Grand Theft Auto Online. It's my favorite movie. I'm like, I don't know, this could be best movie of 2025 for me. I mean, it's early, so there's a lot of other things that could take its place, but uh yeah, I think my review was like amazing use of free will and humans are incredible.
Yeah.
Um and people are like, I don't know, it seems a little staged to me. I'm like, do you know how hard it is to like create anything like to do that inside of a video game? The technical that's so I don't even care if some of the
Yeah.
conversations are staged. Do you think I care? Like,
Yeah, it
that's
doesn't
so
matter.
impressive. Yeah, it
At
was
any
so
moment,
cool.
someone could just, like, I don't know, like, roll up on a Vespa and shoot you. I mean,
That's
it's a real
exactly what
risk.
happened. Yeah, it was so fun. So, like, they'd be doing this serious scene, and they had to get, like, bodyguards so that they wouldn't get shot while they were, like, delivering a soliloquy. It's like, you don't think that's awesome? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. So, I was like, that's the exact intersection of my interests. Like, Grand Theft Hamlet, like, Shakespeare and video games, like I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
this is so cool. Anyway, so go watch that or watch it on Mubi if you can. It was my first 5-star review of the year. I like no notes.
Hmm.
I really loved it. Okay, anyway. Oh, Carolina. That was one of the dresses I loved.
Okay.
That one that was like I don't know how to describe it, but it was like it had like waves coming off of it. You know what I'm talking about? It was like all
Yes,
the
yes.
yeah, that dress was so like as soon as she walked out of the limo, I went, "Whoa, that's cool."
Mhm. Oh, she looked great, yeah.
Yeah, Carolina, really pretty, great dress and pretty funny. She was like, she's like, "Oh yeah, my last boyfriend was a DJ, so like basically can only go up from here. It's fine."
Yep.
So she's self-deprecating. We like that. I don't know. I like her. I think she'll probably make it pretty far.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, she seems like really good. Allie Joe brought in the pizza. She's like Jersey girl. She kind of reminds me of Topanga a little bit. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
she's like
she's
the Jersey
very,
version of
like,
Topanga. Yeah.
Italian core, like, she's very, like, Jersey Shore. She was just
Yeah.
like, "My personality is Italy, but America." which is going to be weird because there's another like Italian girl who rolls in from Boston at some point later. So
Oh yeah, was that Juliana or
yeah, I think
yeah,
so. So I don't know if they're going to like team up and be buds, or if they're going to have like Italy beef with each other. But
Italian beef.
yeah, Italian beef.
Sorry. Sorry.
I just did a grant, or not a grant, but whoever
Oh,
was
your
just
wish
like,
is
your
grant.
wish is grant.
Ah! And then oh yeah, and then we get Dina. And she is an attorney. Her parents are from Romania. She's one of 11 children.
Oh my
I don't
God,
know how
Dina.
many of children Latia is, but I know Dina's one of 11. And
I
she's
like
like,
Dina because she seems very no nonsense, and I feel like
mm-hmm.
she's gonna cause a lot of conflict because her whole personality is just like, "Hi, I'm Dina. I live in Chicago, and I'm a hot bitch. So everybody, watch out." I'm like,
Well,
okay.
and also she's like my parents and my family have these expectations, but they
Hmm.
know I do my own thing. So obviously she's like done her own thing for a really long time.
Yeah,
So she's
yeah.
got that headstrong quality. So either like, yeah, she'll make friends or she won't. I don't know. We'll
No,
see what happens.
steamroll people.
Yeah.
She'll
We've
start beefing with the Italians.
yeah. We've got Radhika. She does a Bollywood dance as she enters. People started coming really fast, and then my notes are not so good. Alicia is the one with the genie in the bottle that says, "Our
Hmm.
wish might be grant." Natalie is a PhD student from Kentucky. She was the psychology,
Yes.
okay. She brought worry stones, and then she did that like breathing exercise later.
Hmm.
Um, Beverly was almost in Miss Dominican Republic, and she wore a sash, which was nice, and then she flipped it around and said Mrs. Ellis. I was like,
There we go.
sneaky.
Good little bit.
Um, the only thing I posted on Blue Sky, I am gonna try to live post, but Monday was a dumpster fire, and I was so behind on work. I had to get shit done. I had to do academic things. But the only thing I've posted on our Blue Sky so far was like an out of context Bachelor reference, and it was from The Emperor's New Groove, and it was like a
Hmm.
llama. He's supposed to be dead. That's the only thing that I. So yeah, so we have Alex, is it still pronounced Alex despite the extra E, right? I think.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's just a French Canadian thing.
Hmm.
Alex comes in with a no drama llama, and they were like, "Is it a llama? Is it an alpaca? I don't know."
Well, and then she's walking in, and Grant's like, "Is that a donkey? Sir, have you ever seen a donkey in your
Okay,
life?
yeah, maybe a little
Alpaca
low
or
brain
llama
cells.
is a reasonable
Those are
question.
reasonable guesses, and I saw it and I went, "That's a llama," and then
Or
someone said
donkey
alpaca.
versus mule, that's fine, but
Sure,
this is
sure.
not a donkey, Grant. You're not in the correct, like, genus.
Well, to be fair, he's in Houston, like, you don't like it's just all cars. You don't
Yeah,
see
it's
you
true.
don't see any
There's no animals.
donkeys, no animals. They have
No.
parks, but they just have
They got
dogs.
cars, they
Like,
got freeways, they got strip malls, they got humidity. That's
yeah,
it.
that's what they got. And good food. I would get in trouble
Mhm.
if any of my Houston people watch this. They'd be like, "Sammy, we have also excellent food." Yes, okay, calm
Exceptional.
down. It's fine. I had Peruvian. It was really great. It was
Mhm.
really awesome. But yeah, like I when I saw the llama, I went, "That's a llama." And then someone said, "Actually, that's an alpaca." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know anything. I'm so bad at this." And then she's like, "This is a llama." And I was like, "I knew it was a llama," but I like instantly questioned. I was like, "I don't know what llamas look like.
Well,
I don't
and
belong here."
let me tell you what I love about the llama. Normally, someone's like, "Oh, I rode in on a horse," or "I brought a dog," or "I brought a marmot," or whatever,
Mhm.
and then the animal has to go away. But the llama was allowed to stay,
Linda
and
the llama.
this brought me great joy because
She just
this was
walks
a
in.
very by the books first episode, nothing wild,
Yeah.
just pretty standard stuff. So the fact that I had a little llama that they could keep, like, you know, cutting back to do reaction shots, I really enjoyed that. I'm
I
very
like that
pro
they're
llama.
like, "Is she allowed to be in here?"
Yeah, just walking
Who
around.
who is she? To call back to our special episode. Juliana, yeah, so she's the one who brings in cannolis because she's
Mhm.
like, "I see your pizza and I raise you a cannoli." In
Yep.
our city, we would say pepperoni cannoli because that was go go around with a cooler and sell pepperoni and cannolis to us
Sure,
at
yeah.
bars. You don't remember him? Wait, do you
No,
know who I'm
I
talking about?
I am very aware. It's like a Brady Street thing, yeah.
Yeah, he died though.
Oh,
But he was really old.
RIP.
Okay, sorry. Anyway,
That's
not to
gross.
bring down the room. Um, so okay, and then Chloe, we have Chloe. She's a model, and she's like
Mhm.
a normal size person, but they call her plus size, but she's just a normal size human, so that's cool. But she seems cool. She seems cool until Chloe is one of the people I would hang out with from the show. Like so far out of all the women, I would probably hang out with Chloe the most. Especially
Mhm.
because then we get where was the t-shirt cannon? A little bit later.
Oh, that's Zoe, and then
Zoe.
Zoe and Chloe become BFFs. Zoe is a goddess, okay?
Okay, that was my other favorite dress, was
Yeah,
Zoe's
of course
dress.
it
I
was.
was like, "Holy shit, what a cool
I'm
dress."
sorry, yeah, Zoe could wear dish rags, I think she'd be
Yeah,
fine.
Zoe's
She's
gorgeous.
like, "Hi, I have a job in tech, so I have money, but also I'm a model because look at me. I just strut around like I own the place, and I walk in with a t-shirt cannon." And coming from just a man's perspective, if a beautiful model with a just shining smile on her face handed me a t-shirt cannon, I'd say, "Stop the show, we're done." I would do a Claire Crowley, "We're calling it.
You're like, "This is it.
This is it."
She's the one."
And then they get to shoot it over the mansion, and they're just like
Yeah.
dive bombing contestants with
I was
t-shirts.
like, "I can't believe that they cleared this." I was so
Yeah.
shocked that they allowed the t-shirt cannon to happen
I was hoping it would
because
break a window. That's
me
that's where I was
too,
going.
because
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, if it can kill Maud Flanders,
Mhm.
like it can definitely do some damage. So
Mhm.
I was actually surprised, but yeah, that was so fun because I'm like, Chloe is so cool because she was the only one who put the shirt on. Like she was
Yeah.
just like, oh hell yeah, free shirt with someone else's face on it. I'm
Mhm.
cool with
Mhm.
it. And then she's like, whose is this? And she's like, you almost took us out, and they hug and stuff. And so yeah, I'm pro Chloe, I'm pro Zoe. I'm
Mhm.
into the always in in this house. They both seem very cool. So okay. Oh, and then Bailey is the social media manager. She did something later. Oh, yeah, she did the
Took a
bob.
selfie?
She brought bobs. Do you remember? She brought those wigs.
Oh, yeah, 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 that's right. She's like, "Okay, we're gonna try out wigs." He's like, "It's itchy." And then later she's like, "Maybe I shouldn't have brought wigs." I maybe.
She's like, it's a Bob moment. Yeah, it was funny because they're like, we're gonna let you have this phone. And but it looked like not a smartphone, right? It's like, here's this like old school flip phone you can take pictures with. And she's
Mhm.
like, because I'm in social media, so I have to take
That's what I
pictures.
do.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little segment. Let's see. Wait, I lost all my notes. Oh, I got interrupted by Grant's head carried by Serafina. She brought in this giant cardboard cutout of Grant's
Very
head.
large. It's like a
Yeah.
6 foot tall, probably not 6 feet, but close to it.
That
Just the
costs a
big.
lot of money. Those like I remember
Mhm.
one time we were trying to price out a cardboard cutout for someone's retirement and it was too expensive, so we just got a tabletop version. We're like, we would rather spend the money on like gift
Yeah.
cards that he will use, like for stuff he likes.
Oh, sure.
So we were like, you're just gonna get it. We're not gonna spend $400 on like a cardboard cutout.
Mhm.
You get a 12-inch version, and we put it on like 3 tables. Um, let's see. Oh, Christina from Fargo, North Dakota. She kind of reminded me of Kirsten Dunst a little bit.
Mhm.
Like her. She seems cool.
Yeah, but I mean, she doesn't even make it out of the first round. That's the thing is I saw her and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, she seems like a normal gal." Then I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
no, she's in trouble already."
Yeah, that makes sense that she didn't make it. Nisi is a pediatrician, and she's like, that shows I can commit to something for a long time. And I was like, that's true.
Mhm.
We have Kelsey. She's the interior designer from Brooklyn. Wait, now I can't remember what name. Hold on. Oh no,
She's the one who
Rebecca.
walked in with
Okay.
the basketball jersey, right?
Oh, did she? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I don't where it was like name like on the front, and she's like, and then it's our future name on the back. That was her?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
I did not have detailed notes on that. Okay, Savannah is the wedding planner. She brought in a wedding cake. Here's my qualm with Savannah. Why didn't you just share the wedding cake right away? Come on.
Yeah, what?
Was it real? Was it real
Nobody's eaten
cake?
that? It looked real because it had some weight to it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
she
what
was,
I
like,
thought.
really struggling to carry the thing,
Yeah, I didn't
so
think she was like acting. Like,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like empty coffee cup bad
yeah,
acting either. So it seemed real. Vicky. Okay, Vicky comes in. She's a nightclub server, and they're like, "Is she a battle girl?" And I'm like, "Shut up,
yeah.
shut
As
up."
a former shot boy, I am appalled that anyone would disparage the good name of a
Yeah,
bottle girl.
She brought in, like, that fun sign, you're just
Yeah.
jealous. She just seems like fun. I
Also,
bet she
it's
will
like
be
the best job. You ever been a
yeah,
shot boy or a bottle girl or anything like that? What do? You give people free alcohol
with
or you
sparklers
give them
coming out
stuff
of
that
it.
somebody else probably paid for, and
Yeah,
then they're really happy and they just give you large quantities of money. They're like, "Here you
yeah.
go."
What's not to like?
What's not
Yeah,
to like?
seriously. Well,
Yeah.
I think she's gonna be one of the people who'll be like, "Let's play a game. Let's do this." I don't know. She definitely gives off, like, team building exercises, but not lame
Mhm.
energy. I don't know, we'll see. So I like her. Let's see. Oh, then okay, this is when the t-shirt cannon comes out. Yeah, Zoe. Um, yeah, I said Zoe and Carolina, favorite dresses, good vibes. And yeah, the t-shirt cannon was amazing. Then we get to the
Mhm.
Bob. Then comes Parisa's PowerPoint
Oh,
presentation.
so great.
Yeah.
So
Um
great for us and not for Grant. And Grant's just like, "Yeah."
she's like, look at my slides. I thought she was gonna do a dating rap though. I thought she was gonna be like, this is my dating rap
Mhm.
2023 or whatever. And I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
really looking forward to it. But anyway, it's fine. Alicia, she gets one-on-one time. Ugh, okay, this was a part that really bugged me. Because they brought up a movie. Do you remember this part?
No. Wait,
Okay.
which movie did they bring up?
The Notebook. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They did bring up
no.
The Notebook.
But of
Yes,
course,
yes.
Grant's like, oh yeah, I like the Notebook. I'm like, you
It's my
would like the
favorite
Notebook,
movie. Yeah,
Grant.
shut
Ugh.
up, Grant. Don't even
Ugh.
say that.
Like, no, but that's like, of course that will work for some women, not me.
No.
So yeah, of
It's just
course.
annoying because, like, you can
Hmm.
pick another movie that is universally beloved by every woman. Like, I can sit here and say, I love When Harry Met Sally.
It is
It,
so good.
it's so good.
It's
It is
such a
like a
good
perfect
movie.
rom com. It is the
Yes.
template for
Yes.
the romantic comedy. It is without flaws. And I can say that. What am I to say about The Notebook? It's slop.
Yes,
It's just
exactly.
sappy. It's
That's
so
the thing.
good.
Yeah, it's like you could pick like any movie like When Harry Met Sally and
Yeah.
yeah, you'd get women being like, "Oh my god, I'm watching this is a non-spoiler for the show Laid."
Mhm.
Have you watched Laid, the American version?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's starring Stephanie Shu. I know at least you can watch it on Peacock. I don't know where else.
Okay.
But her character is it kind of reminds me of like Mindy in like the early seasons of the Mindy Project where you're like,
Mhm.
God, you're so unlikable, but I just can't stop liking you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're just like, wow, you suck, but I love you. Is that's kind of like the vibe for her character. But she's very obsessed with Billy Crystal.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
But not
so
a lot of competition in that realm. Like, she can
yeah.
have him.
She's, like, so obsessed with Billy Crystal. Well, because she was talking about, like, 90s rom-coms, and she's, like, so obsessed with him, and she's talking about, like, him and Meg Ryan, obviously, and then but she made an argument that she thought Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks didn't have good chemistry, and I'm like, "Are you kidding? Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail are, like, my 2 other favorite rom-coms.
Mhm.
So what are you talking about? And Sleepless in
I have
Seattle makes me
issues
cry
with You've
every
Got
time.
Mail because I'm just like, why do you wanna, like, give up your dream for Jeff Bezos? Like, I get so mad at it. Like, I would never
Yeah.
date first of all, I would never date Jeff Bezos. I want everyone to know
Oh,
that right
okay,
now.
everybody, just so you know, in case you were wondering, he
Yeah.
won't date Jeff
He
Bezos.
keeps asking, and I'm like, "Listen up, you little Lex Luthor looking motherfucker. I'm not going to Applebee's with you."
Applebee's, he is
Yeah.
cheaping out too,
He
like, he's
is.
not
He
even taking you
is.
anywhere nice?
Exactly.
Oh my
It's
god.
horrifying. You ever buy something on Amazon, you're like, "This looks nice," and he just shows up and it's just like cheap crap? That's him. That's his life.
So,
He's like,
that's
"I'm gonna wine you and dine you." And
at
it's the
Applebee's.
house red at Applebee's and the sizzling fajitas.
Well, at least he got you fajitas.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so funny. No, I had to watch You've Got Mail in school, in grad school.
Mm.
Yeah, because I took What is the Internet?
Oh, yeah. Classic
Yeah.
Mike Newman show
Yeah.
or class. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to watch The Net, War Games, and You've Got Mail for class. Yeah,
Love it.
and
Love
I
it,
wrote a
love it.
paper on You've Got Mail. Yeah. So that's and then I used that New Yorker, caption, but I changed it, and so I was like, "N on the internet, nobody knows you're a fox," and I was, like, really proud of that, title. I was really proud of it. That's, like, one of my favorite papers I've ever written. So,
It's
You've
good.
Got Mail. So, anyway, so not to say that I would choose that because, yeah, I mean, I someday, hopefully, will own a cute storybook, bookstore. storybook bookstore. We won't
Storybook
call it that
Star.
though.
We'll call it Storybook Star.
No, I think I want it to be all horror books. I think I want to do like an all horror bookstore. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Sammy's
yeah.
Spooky Dome. Come on down. We're workshopping
Spooks,
that.
spooks and books.
Books and books.
Ooh, you have to say it in a ghost voice for it to sound good.
Yeah, it literally says in parentheses up above the side, it says ghost voice, spooks and
Spooks and
books.
books.
Be great. See, this is $1 million business idea. Any
Yeah,
potential
thank you.
clients out there?
Thank you. All my favorite ideas are not lucrative. That's what I will say. They are not profitable in any sense. Okay. So Juliana comes out next and has like one-on-one time. Her family is so picturesque, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I
They're
would
like singing
argue,
row 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 your boat in the car or something like that.
yeah,
I can't remember
little
what
too
song.
good. Little too good.
Some public domain song they
Yeah.
sang in the car. They're like, "We're doing karaoke, everybody. Here we go."
I'm
And
like,
then it was
seems a
like,
little wholesome.
yeah, it was a little but you know, whatever. Yeah, I said they're cheesy and sweet, I guess. But she gets a kiss. Wait, who else? Oh, Alicia, and she was the one who was like, "Well, I'm not going to kiss on the first date." And they're like that's foreshadowing. They said that
Yeah.
to her face and she was like, "No, I'm totally not going to do that." And they're like, "It's always the one who says they're not going to do it who does it." And they were right.
And they were right. And then
Yeah.
she's immediately like, I didn't even do that. It's like, what did you just did it. What do you,
Yeah, it's
after
like
talking about not doing it?
we all saw it.
We saw it.
Anyway, so and then yeah, he talks to Carolina for a while. There's like a montage. Oh, and this is when Taylor comes in and they're like, "A new girl, who is she?"
Yeah.
And then
Vagina first.
and then they're like, I need advice. Or I need to know. Okay, I gotta make her like me. And then yeah, Latia spends a lot of time talking to Taylor, and then she spends more time with Grant, and they kiss. And I was like, wow, no garments and kissing like that. Okay, Mormon. Anyway,
Interesting.
no garments. That was my favorite part of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives when they made fun of Jen for not bringing garments on her trip, and she's like, I know it's so bad.
It's really naughty of me.
She's like, I'm sorry. She's like, they were trying and I forgot them. And they were like, no garments on the girls' trip. And they're like, you're gonna have a low cut dress. And she's like, it was so funny. I like it when Jen's a little bad.
A little flustered. Yeah.
Oh god, it's so funny. Okay, Alex. I keep saying like I'm gonna say Alexa,
Yeah,
but
don't
it's just
say Alexa.
Alex.
Oh, now I'm doing it. Now it's like
Sorry, I don't have
everybody's
one. Yeah.
the little smart devices are going to go
Alexa,
off.
play Pop Culture Diner. Anyway, so sorry if that did something. This was interesting. So Alex was like, I'm gonna have you say stuff in French. And then this was funny. Like, I don't know what movie this reminds me of, but it reminds me of some kind of movie because it's like Grant starts pronouncing things in French, and then he's surprised that he, at least to my ears, had very good pronunciation. It sounded very good. And he was like, said it, and then he was like, whoa. It was like those movies where someone like just starts speaking like, fluent Mandarin, and they're like, I didn't know I knew how to do that. Like it was kind of like that.
It's
You
a
know what I mean?
secret talent.
Yeah, not like a
Convincingly
specific
French.
movie, but like, I think they even did that. They did that in Wayne's World. So yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, it's like he even kind of had the sounds, so it was pretty good. Then we get Vicky, right? Wait, Vicky, right? Is that the Vegas girl? Is that her name? Vicky. Yeah, Vicky,
yes.
nightclub server. So she comes in, she's got one-on-one time. She brings bottles with sparklers and she gets a kiss because that's pageantry. And then Zoe is so confident too. She was like,
yeah.
I just let all the other women have time. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I was
how
just
could
relaxing.
you, she's literally just like, look at me. And you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and
you
she's
win.
like, I'm obviously going to get attention. And he's like, you sure are. And she's like, that's what I figured. Plus, I already showed you a t-shirt cannon. So it's in the bag for this week. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, she's my pick. Like, if I had to pick like an instant Final Four right now, done.
She's a good choice.
Send her to hometowns.
Yeah. And then, Dina, I think also.
Yeah.
And maybe Parisa and maybe Latia. I think those would be the four that I would probably pick in terms of women who made a big impression on me. And I think on Grant. Let's see. So then, okay. Yeah, this was interesting too. Okay, so Savannah's like, "Here I come with the cake," right? And she's
Mhm.
walking around, and then I think it's with he's with Natalie, and they start kissing, and Savannah's got the cake, and she sees them, and then she's like, "Whoop!" And then they just cut to commercial, and when they come back, none of that is happening anymore.
Nope, nope. Savannah she got
Savannah
steamrolled.
got nothing.
I felt
That
so
was
bad
weird.
for her.
Yeah, she was just like, "Oh," and then it was gone, and
Yeah.
then she didn't come back. I was like, "That
Literally
was
literally,
weird."
like, oped her way out of week 1 in the Bachelor
It was
mansion. Just see you later.
so weird. She should have see, that's what I'm saying. She should have just come in and been like, "Let's all eat cake." Like, that would have been the way to
Mhm.
go. She would have gotten more time. Even if she didn't get time with him, we would remember her more. Anyway, it was very funny. Then Rose is like, "Let's manifest." And I'm like, "Let's not." But she's like, "We're gonna do clay and blindfolding and let's make rings." And then
Sure, yeah, like,
sure. And she's like, "It's like Ghost." I'm like, "I guess, but not
yeah,
really."
if Ghost was weird, I
If Ghost was with someone you just met
yeah.
and you were blindfolded
Mhm.
and they weren't behind you, they were next to you, and
Yeah,
you
if
were working
Ghost
on
is
your own
like
projects instead of one project,
yeah, what if
and
Ghost is
Whoopi
a different
Goldberg isn't
movie?
there. So it's not like Ghost at all.
Not too
Anyway,
ghosty, yeah.
yeah, not that ghosty. So yeah, but whatever. They make clay rings, they kiss, blah blah blah. Alex gets the first impression rose. That didn't surprise me either. Although,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I need to see more from Alex. I like the llama though.
We do
Like, I'm
love a
not gonna
llama,
lie.
yeah.
So that was good. I think she did leave a good first impression. She was like one of the only people who brought like, yeah, any kind of thing with her. Like,
Mhm.
she had like the biggest gimmick and it was a good one. Um okay, these are the names that I wrote down who got roses. I think I got everybody. I
Okay.
think. Rose, Zoe,
Mhm.
Ella, Natalie, Allie Joe, Juliana, Vicky, Carolina, Beverly, Bailey, Dina, Chloe, and I wrote yes. Because I really like Chloe. Rebecca, Rebecca looked like she was gonna poop a couple times. Did you notice? She was
Yeah.
like she had like a furrowed brow, and I was like, she like I don't know. She seemed very uncomfortable.
Girls are
Um,
sweating on this one. Parisa
yeah,
was sweating bullets. She was
yeah.
like, "I
Well,
power
Parisa
pointed
had
too close to the sun."
yeah. I think a couple of them. Well, which one? Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember who it was. That was like, I'm doing great. I'm feeling great, and I was like, yeah, yeah. It's getting late at night. It's getting late at night. Had a couple extra drinks. They're like, I'm
Mhm.
doing awesome. Can't remember who that was. But yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know. If Courtney was on this season, she would tell us if Rebecca had to poop, but she's
Yeah.
not on this season, so she won't.
No.
Because I mean, she had several chapters about poop. Serafina, Alicia, and and then so then Jesse comes in and he does like final rose ASMR. He was whispering so much at the end of this episode. Did you notice? That he was just like,
Yeah.
"Ladies,
This is it, ladies.
he's like, Grant, how are you feeling?" And I was like, he's right now. You can just talk to it. Like, it was
Yeah, it's
weird. It
fine,
was
man.
very weird. He was like, "How's it going? Is everything okay? Do you need anything?" And I was like, did Jesse like blow out his vocal cords or something? Like, it
It's
was
got a
just
touch of the
weird.
laryngitis.
Like, he never does that. Like, he speaks softly, but he just completely whispered at the end of this
Mhm.
episode. It was very weird. Um, yeah, and then yeah, Parisa gets the final rose. Thank goodness.
Thank
We
goodness.
I thought he liked my PowerPoint. And then we see a clip at the end, all the stuff. And I don't know, they like kind of hint like, is Grant gonna be the next Brad?
Mm.
Don't know, don't
We don't
know.
know.
Like, this is wild. I mean, if the clip is to be believed, which it usually isn't, we know this.
No.
But he was like, Jesse was like, Grant, we need to know who you want to come down first, because like that means they lose, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, the thing is, I just don't know. So I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know.
Hard
Um,
to say.
yeah. Any like bold predictions? We didn't go through a lot of the bios either.
No, I
Um,
don't think I have any, like, major predictions other than, like, initially, just my
mhm.
first impression is Zoe McGrady is an unstoppable freight train. and she's gonna roll into the final rose station. That is my only
You're
prediction.
usually really good at figuring out, like, who's gonna make it super duper far. I feel like you're really good at that.
And I can never
And
pick a winner though.
yeah, but I have just blinders on because I'm like, "They're my favorite, and
Yeah,
why
you're like,
wouldn't
I
everybody
love
love
her. Why
them?"
doesn't he love her?
That's always my problem, but
Yeah,
I know it's my problem, so I know I'm not good at
it's
predicting.
good.
Um, let's see. Okay, here's some of Zoe's. Let's go through a couple bios at least before we close.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, Zoe isn't afraid to go after what she wants. We know this. And what she wants right now is to find her Prince Charming. Zoe is super impressive. It's like you wrote this bio.
Yeah,
And that's not just because she graduated from Duke University with a degree in mechanical engineering.
amazing.
Very impressive. When she's not working, she likes to adventure outdoors with activities like boating, jet skiing, surfing, and ice skating. All seasons. All seasons, you're covered.
Mhm.
Zoe loves cooking fancy dinners for her partner when she's in love. So hopefully, Grant's ready to be surprised with tasty tokens of her affection. She
Yeah, okay,
wants,
so she can cook too? This is
yeah,
great.
she
What
wants
else?
to, yeah, she's got it all. She wants to meet a man with transparency who is supportive and as committed as she is. Go get him, Zoe.
Mhm.
Nothing makes Zoe happier than puppies and babies. You're like, "Eh, Zoe can't and won't. She can't and won't live without tacos.
Fair,
Don't make her do it."
fair.
Zoe was the first female wrestler to join her high school wrestling team. Oh
What?
my god. It's like the end.
The end.
Everybody go home.
11 out of 10, no notes.
You're like, I don't know about the babies and puppies thing, but
No.
everything else I can live with it. Oh my gosh, I also just realized Chloe spells her name a little different. Like it's OIE.
Yeah, it's like Chloe.
That's fun. Okay, so she lives in New York, but you can totally tell Chloe's a Midwesterner. Like you can pick that up very quickly.
Mhm.
Um, this Midwest beauty moved to the Big Apple to chase her dreams of being a fashion model. Her dreams came true when she landed her first major brand campaign, and there's been no turning back since. When she's not working it in front of the camera, Chloe enjoys hosting dinner parties or watching rom-com classics like You've Got Mail and When Harry Met Sally.
Mm. There you go.
There we go. She's
Love
looking
it.
for someone who's family oriented, ready to settle down, and dreams of having so many kids they could form a basketball team. Well, are Chloe and Grant
You're too
destined to
many for
live
me.
happily ever after? We're excited to find out. Chloe loves a dirty martini.
Mm.
She still sleeps with her baby blanket. Hashtag no shame. And Chloe dreams of seeing herself on a billboard in NYC.
Oh,
That might have already happened, Chloe. I don't
could have
know.
happened. We
Could
don't
have
know.
happened. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, pretty good chances with her. And then, okay, Parisa, we got to look at Parisa. So, yeah, so she's from Michigan. She's empathetic, resilient, and ready to settle down. She's always dreamed of starting her own family and longs for an emotionally intimate connection with someone with whom she can be a power couple.
Ooh.
She loves to cook, travel, and enjoys charcuterie nights. And not to be cheesy, but Parisa is truly one of a kind. She's hoping to meet a man who is loyal, honest, and funny, and is excited for her. Wait, what? And is excited for her the power of love to guide her on this journey. What?
Who wrote
How could
that?
you mess up her bio? Don't mess up my girl's bio. Will Grant be the love and happiness she's been searching for? Parisa, let the journey begin.
Sure.
Parisa has a rock collection. Well, they
We know
also
this.
misspelled whiz.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, unless you say it's wizard, but I would say
Mm,
WHIZ,
yeah.
right?
I'm a
She's a
WH.
whiz with
Yeah.
PowerPoint. Parisa relaxes by watching organization content on TikTok. All right.
Sure.
Sure. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Let's see. Okay, Alex is a small town girl looking for a big time love. Oh, she's Canadian. Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah, because she spoke French. Thought. Okay. The Canadian beauty grew up on a farm surrounded by goats, bunnies, and chickens. Love it. Which led to her lifelong love of animals. In her free time, she loves to travel, play beach volleyball, and make all of her friends laugh.
That's
Alex is
nice.
bubbly, fluent in French, and always knows how to get the party started. She's ready to find the man of her dreams and wants someone who's open minded, hardworking, and an all around good human. We can't wait to see if there's true amour between Alex and Grant.
Can't wait either.
Oh, of course she loves ketchup chips. That's so Canadian to
That's
love
deeply
ketchup
good. Yeah.
chips. She's addicted to cooking competition shows, and she doesn't do karaoke ever. So not for me. Sorry, that's a deal breaker. Bye.
Yeah, we're done. Not
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, Carolina, let's see. She is a bold beauty who isn't afraid to go after what she wants or speak her mind in English, Spanish, or French. Ooh, trilingual.
Mm.
Carolina is super adventurous and loves to be the life of the party. She wants her relationship to feel like a movie and is hopeful to find a man who can live up to her childhood crush, Joe Jonas. Anyway, she's ready to settle down with someone who is ambitious and honest and is excited to meet our bachelor. Will Carolina catch the love bug with Grant?
Ooh.
Sure hope so. Okay, she describes her vibe as cool grandma. Carolina,
Sure.
that's my thing.
I'm the cool grandma.
Yeah, my dad was like, "Hey, Sammy, did I mention this on the podcast? I can't remember." I called my parents. Like, they went to Mexico for like a week to spend
Mhm.
time at like a friend's house. And before they left, I like called them to just check in. And my dad's like, "Hey, Sam, I read something in the newspaper about grandma core, and I was wondering what you knew about it." And I said, "Outside of the fact that that's just me."
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I just feel like you were way ahead of the curve on that one."
you invented it.
I was like, "I am Grandma Corey, like, you
Mhm.
don't even know." So, okay, Carolina, you and I have to duke it out for cool grandma vibe. Carolina's pet peeve is menus with no photos.
I
Uh,
cannot take her out to dinner. That's not gonna happen. That's
and Carolina dreams of being roasted by Nikki Glazer. Ugh, not
How
looking
does
so
she
good.
where does she go out to eat? Does she only go to Denny's? What is Where do you go where there's just pictures for everything?
I don't know, there's a lot of restaurants that have pictures for everything. I don't
That's
know,
a
I'm
real
trying to be nice.
Denny's ass problem. I no. I can't.
Okay. All right. Well,
What if you
sorry.
change the menu frequently? You're just snapping new photos? Come on.
Oh my gosh. Well, Bailey is a loyal, witty, and confident woman who's always on the go. This jet setter lives a fast-paced life and loves being a social butterfly no matter where she is on the globe. When
Mm,
she's not working in social media, she loves to shop, dance, and play with her toy poodle, uh Isa? I don't know. EASA. I don't know how to
sure.
pronounce that. Um Bailey is looking for a man who is funny, thoughtful, and very family oriented, and bonus points for a guy who can snap a cute pic of her. Bailey loves living that was obvious from the show. She was like, "Selfies." Loves living life to the fullest and is hoping Grant is along for the ride. Bailey's comfort items include bread and a heating pad. Relatable. One of my favorite fun facts ever. Bread and a heating pad?
All
Yes.
you need, baby.
You have no idea how much that resonates with me. Bailey once took a flight solely for the purpose of leveling up her status with an airline. Can't relate to that, but
Mm,
that's cool. Bailey dreams of seeing a polar bear IRL. Gotta hurry up. Also, can't I mean I've seen them at zoos,
yeah. It's like
but maybe
wanna
she wants to go see one like
see
in
one, see one? Yeah,
IRL outside of a
I
zoo.
guess. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she'll get to do that on the show. That would be interesting.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think who else. Oh, Dina can accomplish anything she puts her mind to. Agreed. And now she's set on finding her husband. Yeah, I don't know if Dina and Zoe will like be buds or they'll butt heads. Hard to
Yeah.
say. They both do seem very like strong willed. While her career as an attorney has taken the front seat for most of her adult life, she's finally ready to shift her focus and put her personal life first. Being one of 11 siblings, Dina is looking for someone who's kind, ambitious, and family oriented. A lot of people are looking for someone who's family oriented. What if you said, like, I'm looking for someone who does not want family at all? Why am I on the show?
Yeah.
Um, Most of Dina's best friends are either married or in a serious relationship, and she's ready to join the club. Dina likes to consider herself a little mysterious, but she's ready to let her guard down if it means letting in a man like Grant. She's never met anyone who's cleaner or more organized than she is. That would be a deal breaker for me. Dina wishes she had more time to read for fun. Oh, true, same. When asked what her favorite style of dance is, she said, Dina dancing. If you know, you know. What does that
What is
mean?
Dina dancing? What
She's
is she,
like,
like a wacky inflatable
obviously.
man? Like
Yeah,
what's
she's
it look
like,
like?
it's Dina dancing. Anyone else we want to look at? Any of the Jersey girls? I don't
I
know.
think we hit the heavy hitters.
I think we did too. I think they're gonna be kind of like the standouts. Poor Savannah. Sorry, Savannah. Um, Yeah, well, I'll just read
Sorry,
I'll
Savannah.
read Juliana's fun facts real quick. Juliana wants to own a dog-friendly bar one day. I think you can do
You
that.
can do that.
Um,
That's totally obtainable.
Juliana was raised on Frank Sinatra music. Can't out Italy me.
Yeah.
Juliana isn't afraid of heights, but she has no interest in jumping off something high. They're gonna make you jump off something high on this show,
Yeah.
Juliana.
Congratulations.
Never
You just
say that.
signed up for bungee jumping. That's
Never say that. Don't do it. Allie Joe, yeah, Allie Joe does look like Topanga. She looks like Jersey Topanga. You're telling me
Jersey
she doesn't?
Topanga.
She's a boxing trainer. That's
Oh
so
yeah.
interesting. Okay, anyway. You will never see Allie Joe leave the house without lipstick on.
Same.
That's also sounds very Jersey. Allie Joe is very organized, but is terrible at folding. Okay, that's fine. Allie Joe dreams of shopping in Dubai. Again, I think that's like you can attain that
You
dream.
can do it.
You can
Yeah.
do that
You're
if you
fine.
really want to. You could do that. Yeah, I think we kind of have a good read on some of the women we're gonna see a lot. I think,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So, any other predictions? Any wild predictions? Is anyone gonna end up hospitalized? Is
I would love to
any
watch
broken
Allie Joe
bones?
knock somebody out.
Well,
Just a Jersey throwdown, and she just clocks the Italian girl from Boston or whatever.
if she makes it like, within a couple weeks, they might do like a group boxing date and then she'd be like,
Oh,
"I'm in my element,"
I
like
love that where they do like,
yeah.
oh, the big giant boxing gloves, and she just like clocks a girl.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That could happen. They do that a lot, where it's like
yeah.
if they have someone who they know is good at like a very specific sport, they'll do the group date and it's like, "Come on, this is part of the reason they're
Mhm.
here right now and you've planned it for right now." Um So yeah, I don't know. Seems like it'll be a good season. Like I said, I'm excited because like everybody has their own name. There's no last initials. It's
Mhm.
great. I don't know the last time we've
It's
ever
gonna make
had
our
that.
job a lot easier,
Yeah.
hopefully.
I hope so. Yeah, I feel like I already recognize more women than I ever have in previous seasons. They do
Mhm.
look more distinctive and like they just stand out more. I don't know if anybody else. I try not to like look at too much commentary cuz I want to just like form my own opinions when I start watching the show and
Mhm.
then I'll like after we post this I'll like look and go, "Oh yeah, that's what I said." or whatever. But that was like my biggest takeaway was like, wow, I feel like this is such a unique season and that's
Mhm.
cool. And like I think the mix of women is interesting and there's a lot of good choices. So but I mean that usually happens. Like The Bachelor tends to have a lot of good choices. The Bachelorette's not as many.
Yeah, not as great. Not as great.
Not as many good choices, but then you get like a Jonathan thrown in there and it's like, well, at least we have Jonathan. But then it's like, but of course she's not gonna pick him, so I'm gonna be
No.
frustrated
He's a Sammy
the whole
boy.
time.
Sammy boys don't get picked.
Yeah, well, everybody wanted to pick him afterwards, so obviously I made a good choice for once. Um, a popular choice for once,
Yeah,
I'll say. They
yeah.
were all good well, except for the man we won't talk about, who really made me so sad. You liked knitting and you betrayed me, and you know who
Mhm.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Before we close, we should briefly mention the Matt and Rachel of it all because that is hitting the news big time. Did you not hear about it?
Oh,
You're
no,
looking
I
at
know
me
about
like,
this. I know about this.
okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I think is weird. I'm going to take the same position as Tell the Bees on TikTok and other platforms. And they were like, well, because Tell the Bees, if you, and I will add a link to their video. I'm going to make a note so I don't forget. So Tell the Bees brought this up on TikTok, that there's like, the like the victim of the year, you know what I mean? Like the wronged woman of the year, like the
Mhm.
scorned woman, and like brought up like Chriselle, and brought up Jen and brought up
Mhm.
Ariana. And they said, and now it's Rachel. But what is weird about this is like people just are forgetting about all the weirdness that happened with Rachel in the beginning. It's like,
Mhm.
no, let's forget the fact that she went to a plantation party. It's fine. It's fine, And I'm like, that's weird. And I'm still like, I haven't forgotten. And
Mhm.
Tell the Beast was like, why are we just like letting this slide? And why is it? And it's like, I don't know. I think there's a difference between going, okay, yeah, I guess she was young. She was an adult with
Mhm.
like access to the internet. Like, I don't know. And it wasn't that long ago.
No.
Like, and all that's always been weird.
Mhm.
Um, but okay, sure. But to go from like just like tolerating her and being like, well, she's a human who exists and like everybody does mess up and they deserve grace to like,
Mhm.
she's a baby and we have to like love and support her and
We have to
like,
love the baby.
yeah, it's just weird. Like, and so she was just on Call Her Daddy and like she did, an
Oh.
interview. Yeah. Like, it's like, and it just sounds like, I mean, listen, I think we were both kind of like lukewarm on Matt as well.
Mhm.
But like, I don't think he's like the scum of the earth or anything like that. And people are like, Matt James should have never been the Bachelor and he's a terrible human. And I was like, where is this coming
I
from?
don't know
Like,
about that.
it's just like really weird. Like, I can think of a lot worse men who have been the Bachelor. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Ick. Anyway, so sorry, I had something in my throat. We just had a whole special episode about somebody who like made a terrible Cream Dreams rap who should have never been the Bachelor ever in a
Ever,
million
ever, ever.
years.
But
Okay.
he was.
Yeah,
In a
Matt didn't
world
do
of
that.
Juan Pablos, Matt James
Right.
could not be the worst bachelor. I'm
Right,
sorry.
exactly. There's like so many other ones that I would place as worse than Matt. And it's just like
Mhm.
the switch up is weird. The like it sounds like she got blindsided. That's her perspective.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was like, we were on the same page, we were on the same page. And then he like pulled the rug out from under me. Like, that's the story that I'm hearing. I have no idea how much of that is whatever. But just, it was weird because it was like, I mean, Scandival was like legitimately shocking and he is legitimately trash.
Yeah.
Like, that
Yeah.
was like, I think very cut and dry for most people.
Mhm.
Um and I also think it's funny like how mean like people were on the show about her like gaining celebrity status from it. Whatever, let her. Like, she's getting a check and she's good at it and she obviously has good agents. Just like let her get it. But
Yeah.
also like she doesn't have like a weird sordid past that we have to like contend with her getting a redemption arc,
Yeah,
you
her
know?
entire past is on every season of Vanderpump if you're if you're
You can
interested.
see it, and I mean, outside of the, yeah, maybe how you get them is how you lose them. Maybe that's
Mhm.
a thing. She was pretty young, and that's not, I don't think, at the level of like dress up as antebellum era people. Like, that's
Mhm.
weird shit. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with her being treated like, oh my God, or like Jen. Like, Jen didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-mm.
Devin sucks, and to have
Yeah.
her get a redemption arc on Dancing with the Stars was wonderful. She totally deserved it.
Mhm.
So it's just like, it's weird that in my opinion, it's weird that Rachel is getting this treatment. I'm just kind of like, okay, like she got dumped out of the blue. That sucks. And maybe there's more to the story, but
Mhm.
it's just like very, I don't know. I think it's odd, but I'll let Tell the Bees tell the story. You can look at their video, but what's your take on it? I'm curious.
Yeah,
I feel like I've been talking a lot.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, like, obviously, like, in the case of something like Tom Sandoval and Scandal, it's like, it's easy because I already hated Tom Sandoval. Give me another
Yeah.
reason, thank you. And then let's turn someone into a star because of it. Great, awesome.
Mhm.
And I mean, think about it too. It's like I don't like Tom Sandoval, but uh, what was Jax doing on Vanderpump? Like every single season that he
Right.
was on, he was like every single thing he did, every single arc that he had was a Scandival. But
Mhm.
somehow we were like, okay, this is the one. Great. It's all about like who your agent is and how you're spinning it. She's spinning it great. Um, I personally wouldn't marry her. I don't think I'd marry Matt James either. I think it really does kind of lie in the middle. We shouldn't infantilize her and ignore that she did some shitty shit a few years
Mhm.
ago, and hopefully she's grown from that. But also, yeah, I don't happen to think that Matt James is Satan reincarnated. Like that, it doesn't
Yeah,
track
like
with me.
it's just weird. The switch up is just weird where everyone's just like, I mean, now I do think some people have some valid criticisms for Matt, and like we talked about it way long ago on our podcast. Like,
Hmm.
if you want to go back in the old seasons, you can find it. But some of the criticisms were that because I haven't really followed like Matt and Rachel at all. Like,
No, neither have I.
I don't follow a ton of Bachelor Nation. Like, there's a handful of people that I like watch their stuff, but it's a very small group.
Hmm.
Um, but apparently they were doing a lot of like food content afterwards. Like they traveled a lot and they ate a lot of food. And this I think is like a very valid criticism. People are like, yeah, he like rolls up to a place and is like, this is the best food I've ever had. And either it's like everybody, it's like the most touristy popular place that everybody goes, so it's like everybody knows about it, and like, and it's either really good or it's really shit, and you obviously got like paid to say it was good. And I
Mhm.
don't think you actually ate the food, Matt, because if you did, you wouldn't say it was good, or you're lying, or
Yeah.
both, or whatever. And so, like, hate him for that. Hate him for like misleading you and making you waste your money on like food that he might be getting secretly sponsored for and he's not disclosing it. And that's, I mean, not like no federal agency has any teeth right now, but if they did, the FTC would be on your ass.
Mhm.
But they're not right now.
Yeah, it's actually a great time to do that.
Yeah, actually, it's a great time to lie
Never been
about
a better
anything.
time.
Don't
Yeah.
disclose ads. It's great. But yeah, so like get mad at him about that. I don't know,
Mhm.
like being immature about a breakup, handling a breakup. It's like, yeah, it doesn't make you the devil. It maybe makes you like not great, but like it's
Yeah.
just weird. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna say because I know the people want to know what our opinion is on this breakup, and we
Yeah.
don't have one.
We don't have one. Yeah, pretty Switzerland on the whole thing. I don't
Yeah,
care.
it's just like, okay, sorry. Sorry
Yeah.
for
I
your
want a little I
loss.
want a little more juice. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't care. I don't care one way or another. It happened. I figured we had to talk about it, and that's
Yeah.
it. But we will see you next week, and I think this will be a record time for us getting to know people's names.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be great. And in the meantime, listen, be safe. There's like a lot of stuff going around, and the FDA is not going to tell you about it right now. So just read news. Okay, just read the news and be safe.
Don't do needle drugs. That's, like, really unsafe if you do. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, and just like think twice before you eat lunch meat, you know, because they won't tell you if there's a listeria outbreak.
Yeah. Nobody
Very
wants
scary.
that. Where are my Listeria girlies at?
Side eye those soft cheeses.
Sigh.